What the Rat Told Me. A Legend of the Chinese Zodiac. As we leave the Year of the Rat and we enter the much-awaited and anticipated Year of the Ox in 2021, I'm sharing a story by Marie Sellier, Catherine Lewis, and Wang. So, we are going to welcome in the new year, the Chinese New Year, with a story. A legend of the Chinese Zodiac. This is dedicated to all our little rats. I am going to tell you a story of the 12 animals of the Chinese Zodiac. All 12 of them. Wonder which one you are. We all have one. This story is true, I am sure, because I heard it from the rat who was there. Here is what he told me. Is this story true? Is this fiction or nonfiction? One day, at the dawn of the world so long ago, that everyone has forgotten when, so long ago, the great Emperor of Heaven invited all the animals in creation to visit him. Come, all of you, he told them. Come, and I will wait for you before sunrise at the top of the Jade Mountain. Before sunrise. The cat sighed and yawned. That is much too early for me. I will never wake up in time. Don't worry. Do you hear that, cat? There is a cat in here with me. Don't worry, the rat told her. Sleep peacefully, little cat. I will wake you and we will go together. You must know that in those times, the cat and the rat were best friends in the world, and this is my cat. She has decided to wake up and join us for story time today. She is very vocal. Well, just wait to hear what happens to you, my cat. You might be surprised. You do a lot of sleeping. Oh, but the rat had always been a rascal, and he did not wake the cat. All alone, he slipped silently into the night and jumped up between the horns of the ox, who was traveling with the dog, the sheep, the monkey, and the others up the Jade Mountain. And that is how the rat rode along without tiring himself even a little bit between the ox's horns. So if you look closely, you can see there's a little rat being very clever, riding along. And the cat is what? Sleeping, still sleeping. I am first, cried the ox, who led the procession. A procession is like a march. Everyone going in order, who led the procession. But when the ox reached the top of the Jade Mountain, the rat, in a single bound, leapt right over his head and landed at the feet of the great Emperor of Heaven. Heavenly Majesty, here I am, the rat exclaimed. The great Emperor of Heaven smiled. You please me, rat of the morning, because although little, you are lively and cunning. Cunning means smart, resourceful, good ideas. I will give you the first year for all of time. 1,000 thank yous, your majesty, squeaked the rat proudly. The ox, of course, was a bit disappointed, but he consoled himself. After all, being second wasn't so bad either. The great Emperor of Heaven congratulated him. Bravo to you, hard worker, courageous and forceful ox. Oxes are diligent and persistent and hardworking. It's a very good quality to be an ox. You will reign as master of the second year for all time. And the ox, overjoyed, bellowed a big thank you. The tiger came next, and he was not happy. What? The all-powerful lord of the hunt, the charming, the sensitive only third? But then the great Emperor of Heaven spoke. O King of the Mountains, splendid tiger, I salute your courage and your strength, The tiger was so flattered that he forgot his disappointment and agreed with a soft meow of thanks to rule over the 3rd year for all time. 4th came the charming rabbit, who felt so happy to come after the tiger, he twitched his big ears in the wind. "Good rabbit," said the great Emperor of Heaven, "you who are so supple and swift, I want you always to be happy. I offer you year number 4 for all time." And the rabbit wiggled his little white tail to show his pleasure. Then came the marvelous dragon, who waited, rolling his huge eyes. The great Emperor of Heaven greeted him. "Welcome to you, King of the Oceans. I know how great is your heart. Accept the 5th year for all time, so that all may live free and secure under your reign." And the happy dragon showed his thanks by whipping the air with his long tail. Next came the snake, who had taken his time and only sneaked into line at the last moment. "The 6th year is yours," the great Emperor of Heaven told him, "so that at last a time of wisdom may come." The snake hissed modestly, but it was obvious by the way he wriggled at the emperor's feet that he too was enchanted. The horse was so impatient to see his turn finally arrive that he almost stepped on the snake. "Easy, you who are always moving," said the great Emperor of Heaven, laughing. "To you I offer the 7th year for your spirit of adventure, for better or worse," and the horse neighed with pleasure, always moving, always thinking. The sheep, who had waited patiently, now gently wiggled her ears. "This 8th year I willingly give to you, happy sheep, for I hold you and your friendship dear," said the great Emperor of Heaven. "You will reign in peace, love, and beauty." And the grateful sheep bleated her joy. Bleated is what the noise of the sheep makes. Bleated. The monkey did 3 pirouettes, such an active monkey, and greeted the great Emperor of Heaven with his most handsome carnival grin. "You monkey with such a mind of your own, I offer you year 9 for all time," said the great Emperor of Heaven. "I know how crafty and clever you are. You will never lack for ideas to charm and amuse." "Ah, yes," said the monkey, making little cries of joy. "At last it is my turn," said the rooster. "For me, year 10 for all time. I will put things in order without fail, for I am the champion of organization." "As you say, so shall it be, and I am delighted," said the great Emperor of Heaven. "I wish you good luck, Master Cock." And the rooster, satisfied, gave thanks with a loud cock-a-doodle-doo. Kee-kitty-kitty. What sound does your rooster make? Now came the dog, who approached the great Emperor of Heaven and licked his hand. "Beloved master, I await your orders." "Faithful guardian, fearless and tireless protector," said the great Emperor of Heaven, "I entrust to you the 11th year for all time, for you to guard and protect faithfully." And the dog gave a little yelp of gratitude. Last of all came the pig, all rosy and round. "To you who are so good, so humble, so sincere, I offer year 12 for all time," said the great Emperor of Heaven. "Make it go around well, in peace and good humor." "Just right," replied the pig, grunting heartily. What a happy place for the year of the pig. Then the golden throne of the great Emperor of Heaven began to glow. As the sun appeared in the heavens, it was the dawn or the beginning of the world. The sun, the earth began to turn slowly, and all the animals in single file took their places on the great wheel of time. Rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, sheep, monkey, rooster, dog, pig, all 12 stepped onto the wheel, and today, oh yes, they are still there. And as for the cat, what became of the cat? Well, you might ask, when he finally woke up, he well understood that the rat had played a trick on him. Ever since, as you must know, cats and rats have not been friends at all. And here is a beautiful image of the Chinese Zodiac wheel with all the animals, each animal every 12 years on a cycle rotates through. And if you look it up, you can find out which year, for example, are you. This is the year of the ox. Last year was the year of the rat. All years bring unique characteristics to celebrate and their own unique challenges. Happy New Year! Gung Hai Fat Choi!